That 8-inning shutout effort.
From last season to this season, his fastball velocity is up nearly 2 full miles an hour. 5 starts, 2 wins, no losses, and a 1.57 ERA for the southpaw. Donning that orange Orioles top today as we take a look at the Ocean Bank starting lineup for your Miami Marlins, who have lost 3 in a row for the first time since early June. Edwards, Ramirez, Hernandez, Lopez, Wackerman, Myers. Stowers, the lone lefty in there for Miami today. Hill, then Sanoja. No Connor Norby facing his old ball club this afternoon. He beat up his hand in his final at bat and trip to the plate in Game 1. Graham Pauley is here on the taxi squad. No move was made pregame. That's your active roster for today, but it remains to be seen if Connor Norby is active in this one here today.
Yeah, when we saw the lineup, we were like, oh, how come Norby's not in there? Facing his old team, had a hit yesterday. There you go. There's a reason.
There's a reason for everything. As Xavier Edwards swings and misses at a changeup. He was 0 for 4 in the opener last night. X is still having a good road trip, though, Nelly. 7 for 21 at the plate with 3 doubles.
Yeah, you see right there, that's that good changeup from Rogers down and away, and he's not afraid to come in with the 4-seamer as well.
Goes downstairs with a changeup, and the count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And the Marlins are going with that heat-deflecting black jersey. How about that? It's 102.
2-2 changeup misses outside. The count is full.
With the jersey, it's probably 165.
Look, it's a sharp look. I would have gone full gray today, so Edwards stays alive. This is the top that you don't like for Baltimore. You like the Marlins black top.
Well, you know what?
The orange.
I stand corrected because I thought they were going to go the full orange. Have you seen the full orange?
I like these though.
I do like this because this reminds me of when I used to grow up, when I used to watch them.
Popped into shallow right. Holiday's out there. He's got it. And there's one away. Let's scout Trevor Rogers.
Well, the mound presence is a lot better. The confidence, when he goes well, you can see how confident he is on the mound. The fastball changeup combination, both of those pitches, a 167 batting average against. And Kyle mentioned the velo again. He steals a lot of thunder when I start doing the scouting report. It is up. I mean, last year, 90-91. This year, about 93 to 95. So the 4-seamer's starting to climb a little bit. They're 94 at the top of the zone.
Chatting with Jeff Arnold, the radio voice of the Baltimore Orioles before the game. He told me that when talking with Trevor, that Trevor did not notice, but it was brought to his attention at Driveline this past offseason that he was a little light in his legs. He worked really hard to get heavier in his legs and build up some muscle. And he says that's a reason for the increased velocity as Augustine Ramirez bounces one to short. O'Hearn, who's usually short-handed, he has not committed an error this season, drops the ball at first. We'll see who they give an error to there.
Well, I think O'Hearn there, you see Henderson, he didn't really get a great grip on the ball. It was a low throw, and I think O'Hearn thought this was going to bounce in the dirt. You watch how he tries to catch this. Instead of catching it in the air, maybe striding a little bit further, he tries to get it on a short hop, and it didn't short hop. It hit him right in the glove. That was an E3.
So the first error of the season committed by Ryan O'Hearn. And here is Heriberto Hernandez, who was absent in Game 1 last night. He's the DH batting third today. 4 for 10 on the road trip is Heriberto with a double and a pair of runs batted in. 1-out error. And Hernandez shoots a sinker foul. And it's a ball and a strikeout to Heriberto, hitting .338 as a major leaguer. He's got a hit in 4 of his last 5. And he's hitting .362 in 25 games after going hitless in his first 3 in the big leagues. Making his presence felt, putting on a show, and giving this front office a reason to believe in him as a guy that maybe you could count on down the road and in the future to stick around these parts of town. 1-1 coming. Sweeper missed inside.
Well, he's been impressive because he doesn't really get a whole lot of time. You know, he's basically playing against lefties. Hernandez is. He's done a terrific job.
Marlins facing their third left-handed starting pitcher in the last 4 games as Hernandez swings and misses at a good changeup. They got Abbott and Lodolo. And they saw the righty Dean Kramer in Game 1 last night for the O's. He fired 7 shutout. And they get their old teammate here today. Ramirez with a mild lead at first. And here comes Rogers with a 2-2. And it just missed the inside corner. And the count is full.
Yeah, Vic Carapazza behind the plate. That's a good four-seam fastball, and that's what he does a lot. He's not afraid to come in. Something else, something as well that has changed.
Caught him looking at a fastball at the knees at 96 miles an hour.
Yeah, he's got the heat, and Hernandez knew it as soon as he saw that pitch right down the middle. Maybe looking changeup, and that's something that you can't guess. But let's go around the defense for the Orioles. Cowser, Mullins, and Liriano. Liriano with DH last night. He's in right field. Westberg at third. Henderson at short. Holiday at second. O'Hearn over at first. Stallings catching Mr. Rogers.
For the second time as a Baltimore Oriole, but no catcher in Major League Baseball has caught Trevor Rogers more than Jacob Stallings, who's catching him for the 24th time in his career today. As Otto Lopez watches a fastball that misses for ball 1. There's Jacob.
Yeah, I think he turned around and asked Vic, where was that pitch? You could see it in the K zone. That was in the upper half on that outside corner.
Nice to see Otto Lopez get off the schneid last night. Nelly had his first multi-hit game since June 27th. He was hitting 163 over his prior 11 games before last night. Broke up the shutout in the 9th inning with a 2-run homer. Marlins fell 5-2 in Game 1.
Yeah, got a fastball upstairs, hit number 10.
It's low and in.
We talked about this a little last night, Kyle, about the presence of Stallings behind the plate and what will he do. This is a really struggling starting staff for the Orioles. And he's such a great catcher, calls a great game. He really, for a big guy, what is he, 6'4", 6'5"? To be able to move on the plate like he does, and he really gives you a good low target, you wonder how much improvement this staff might have having him behind there.
I think you make an excellent and fair point. Trevor Rogers has a little extra giddy up here in the first inning on this toasty July summer afternoon. 2-2 is clipped foul at the plate. Stallings couldn't hang on to it. Was the Otto last night for you in the 9th?
Yeah, a little fastball upstairs from Kittredge. And Kyle, you said it last night. If the walls were last year, you're not getting that a home run. It might even have bounced off of that wall. But now the new dimensions, and sneaks over that 363 mark.
Sweeper misses in the dirt, ball 3. That'll loosen up Ramirez, who reached on the E3 by O'Hearn with 1 out. No score, top of the first, just underway, although Rogers has had to throw an additional 6 pitches already after the E3. Could come back to bite him later. We'll see. 3-2. And a sinker misses outside, ball 4. That error now is really playing a factor, Nelly.
Right, and you just mentioned that was the 22nd pitch in this inning, and when you've got a temperature down on the field of 102 degrees, you don't know how that's going to play later in the ball game or even during an inning.
A 7-pitch walk to Lopez. Removed those 7 from the 22. Rogers should have been looking at a 1-2-3. Quick and easy 15-pitch top of the first. Now he's found himself in a little bit of a bind after the 2-out walk. And here's Eric Wagaman, who was 0 for 4 in Game 1. Wagaman 2 for 12 on the trip with 4 strikeouts. 5 for 28 over 9 games here in July, batting 179. Rogers kicks and fires, and he sends it foul. Good fastball at 95. I'm sure that fastball velocity will decrease a little bit. There's a little extra juice, obviously, for Trevor facing his old ball club. I don't care what he tells you. And as he continues to sweat here today, and given the conditions, you'd imagine that fastball velocity would dip down a little bit as we go on. Wagaman hitting .245 with 5 homers, team leading 20 doubles this season. He swings and misses at an elevated fastball, and the inning is over. Marlins lead 2 here in the first. No. Orioles who are rolling. It'll be Holiday, Westburg, and Henderson here in the bottom of the first. They'll be followed by O'Hearn, who committed the error in the first. Laureano, Cowser, O'Neill, Mullins, and Stallings. Tony Mansolino, the interim manager for Baltimore, deploying all 5 of his available left-handed hitters off the bench here today. That'll begin with Jackson Holiday, who was 1 for 5 with a double and a run scored last night. 29-year-old right-hander Jansen Junk making his 10th appearance and 5th start of the season for the Marlins today as he faces the Orioles for the first time in his career. Here's a look at his numbers, Nelly. 4 starts, 3 wins, and a loss. He's been very good, very steady, a 3.12 ERA. Came out of the bullpen to start. He was piggybacking Cal Quantrill. He's been inserted into the rotation, and he's been very good. He's been reliable. Yeah, he's been, I think, more than really good. I mean, he's been around the zone. He's able to command the fastball, and just like I expected, some breaking stuff early. They saw the Orioles were very aggressive with Cabrera last night. The slider, curveball, and then he mixed in a fastball. So I imagine you pitch this team backwards and make an adjustment that second time around. There's a high chopper. Junk has got it. He'll apply a tag on Holiday. Nicely done. 1 away. Well, let's take a look at the Marlins defense. A little change in the outfield. You have Myers over in left field instead of right. You have Hill and Stowers in right. He was in left last night. Sanoha was in center, now at third. Lopez at Myers in left for the first time this season starting, and Stowers in right for the 27th time. If you take a look at the playing surface here at Camden Yards, you'll notice that left center, and center field, there's more ground to cover than in right center and right field. So he said he wanted his best defenders in left and center, and that today includes Myers and Hill to start things off. Jordan Westburg was 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored in Game 1. On 1-1 after a sweeper misses. Westburg hitting .261 with 10 homers and 21 runs batted in. Slaps that slider foul. It's 1-2. Westburg is hitting .440 with 3 homers and 7 runs batted in 7 games since his return from the injury list. You don't think the Orioles missed him, do you? And he pounds this one in the air to center field, sending Derek Hill back with plenty of room. 2 away. Orioles and Ellie have won 6 of their last 7 in 27 16 they are, dating back to May 24th. They enter play today 6 games back of the final American League wildcard spot. But with each passing week over the course of the last month and a half to 2 months, they have found themselves steadily but slowly gaining some ground in that American League wildcard picture. Henderson watches a curveball that misses.
Yeah, they look at the Tigers of last year and the Astros of last year. And the Tigers trading Jack Flaherty, one of their top pitchers, to the Dodgers. They thought, okay, they're folding it up. They wound up making the playoffs and making a good run. And so did the Astros. Astros had a lot of injuries in their lineup, also in that starting staff. They found themselves in the playoffs as well. So I think the Orioles are hoping for the same. I don't know if they climb back in it in the East. It's a very tough American League East.
That is pounded out towards the gap on a line into left center field. Henderson around first, headed towards second. Throw is late. And a 2-out double. 2-out double for Henderson. Ryan O'Hearn will be the batter. And here's a look at this afternoon's Toyota trend for you. I mentioned May 24th. You go back to that date. The Orioles are 27-17, trailing only Houston, Toronto, and Milwaukee for the best records in Major League Baseball since. So if you can remain steady like that, they can't afford to take their foot off the gas pedal in the final 2 months or have any week-long slip-ups. But you never know what that American League wildcard picture is going to look like come the middle of September.
Yeah, I think they have 2.5 weeks to try to keep this pace up, to prove to their front office that, hey, don't make a change. If anything, add. Help us out. Now, they will get healthy a little bit in that rotation. Charlie Morton's starting to pitch a little bit better. Now, his name's been floated out there as well as possible trade candidate, along with Cedric Mullins, their center fielder. If they get, I think, maybe within 3 of the wild card, I don't see how they don't make a move to try to improve their team.
This is lined into right field, down for a base hit in front of Kyle Stowers. Henderson going to try to score. Throw coming in towards the plate. He got him! Welcome home, Kyle Stowers. He guns down his buddy Henderson at the plate. With his 4th assist of the season to end the first.
Yeah, this is O'Hearn, and then Stowers is playing shallow. Look where Stowers gets the ball and where Henderson is. He's just at the cutout, not even at third yet.
This is popped into shallow right, and Holiday's got it. There's one away. I understand being aggressive, but Buck Britton, the third base coach, holy cow, with 2 outs. I mean, you can't send him there.
No, I think it's a bad send as well. And the thing of it is, I know you want to try to make the defense make a play, especially with 2 outs, but you got to look at where Stowers had the ball and where Henderson was. And Henderson was probably, 10 feet from third when Stowers had the ball, and it was a really good throw. Nice one hop to Ramirez, the catcher. I mean, you have some two-out rally going, and you have the starter on the ropes. I think it's a bad send.
I agree. So here is Stowers facing the guy that he was traded for, and he just broke his bat. That's rude.
Saw blades.
The ATL, the game's biggest events. The action begins with the T-Mobile Home Run Derby on ESPN July 14th, Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Then catch the 95th installment of the All-Star Game, presented by MasterCard, on Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern on Fox. Futures game is currently in progress in Atlanta.
And the All-Star Game, you have a total different roster now, right?
Yeah.
As expected, but
I don't know how to feel about Nelly.
I think it's sad.
When it's all said and done, there's going to be, 65, 70 All-Stars announced this season. I was thinking,
who was the guy from Milwaukee that made it with 5 starts?
Jacob Mizorowski.
I know he's got great stuff, and I'm sure he'll make many an All-Star team. But 5 starts?
That's been very contentious this morning. Some of the Phillies were not happy as Stowers is down swinging on a sweeper.
Shouldn't be. You have 5 starts. I don't care how good he is, but I want to know who picks that.
Yeah. Here you go. News and notes. Cal Raleigh, a pair of homers last night. He's got 38 on the season, one shy of. Named to the All-Star team. Multiple Phillies were not happy about it, and Kelly has some more for us. Kelly? Uh-oh. Have we lost her?
Hey, you guys, these Phillies players were really outspoken, starting with Nick Castellanos. As that ball goes foul, he said, "It's turning into the Savannah Bananas." Trey Turner also chimed in, said, "It's effing terrible. It's not the All-Star game in the sense that the best players go there. It's whoever sells the more tickets and whoever has been put on social media most." JT Realmuto also said, "Hey, listen, this is nothing against Mizorowski. He's a good guy. However, those two deserving of being on the team in the first place." And when he's saying those two, he means his teammates and Christopher Sanchez and Ranger Suarez guys. So again, all the guys not doubting the talent of Mizorowski, just saying that he's only been in the big leagues for 5 starts, that there are other guys out there who are a little more deserving in their opinions.
Well, I think I saw Ranger Suarez, too. His agent came out a short while ago and said, hey, he has a $200,000 incentive in his contract if he makes the All-Star game. And you just shadowed him for the kid that's made 5 starts in the major leagues. There's a lot that's going into this. Let's talk more about that when we come back. It's a 1-2-3 top of the second for Ron.
In the heat from a hot California, I forgot how it looks like in rain. I swear I never thought it would matter. If I'm gone by now, all my weakness keep on linger on repeat like it will be my favorite song. Oh, I know I should be moving on, but you got me good, you got me good. I keep on linger on repeat like it will be my favorite song. Oh, I know I should be moving on, but you got me good, you got me good. I keep on trying to bend, still it feels like
está ahí y no hay un muchacho de perspectivas, de futuro, como por ejemplo Víctor Mesa Jr., que también es un centerfield que puede defender bien, es porque no vas a tener a un prospecto en inactividad o rotándolos con otros, porque francamente el día que juega como abridor en el line-up, de verdad que se debilita un poco ese renglón ofensivo. No está bien Derek Hill, lo acaba de decir Jiki, se cayó de los 200, no le vemos un despegue, lo seguimos viendo como un recambio defensivo para los Jardines, pero sin dudas no ayuda en lo básico a la ofensiva, y no estamos para regalar ofensiva. Jiki Quintana.
Al primer lanzamiento le tira y saca línea de hit al jardín central. Abre fuego el equipo de los Orioles. Ramón Laureano conectando este cohete al jardín central. Tercero consecutivo que le dan al pitcher Young. Recuerden que el último out del inning anterior fue en la goma. Así que los últimos 3 bateadores le han pegado hit. Cuando viene a batear Colton Cowser.
Buen robador Laureano, cuidado.
Por otra parte, noticias al margen. DJ LeMahieu, firmado por los Rockies de Colorado, regresa a sus orígenes, tirándole al primero una curva. Cowser batiendo 223, 8 jonrones, 18 carreras impulsadas. Los Marlins un juego de ventaja nada más sobre Atlanta, y Atlanta está ganando su juego, hay que tener en cuenta eso. Le tira y saca un batazo con efecto por tercera, feldea Sanoja, segundo out y no hay tiro a primera. Ha forzado nada más. De tercera a segunda de Sanoja a Edward. Queda con vida en primera. Cowser es el primer out del inning y viene a batear Tyler O'Neill, el bateador designado. Los Bravos están ganando en el octavo 6-5 a los Cardenales. Los Cardenales tienen 2 corredores en circulación con 2 outs. Los Cachorros volvieron a ganarle a los Yankees. Lanza contra el suelo. Bueno, creo que ayer ganaron los Yankees. O sea que no es volvieron, sino que le ganaron a los Yankees. Aaron Judge conectó jonrón y 2 dobles. Llegó a 81 carreras impulsadas. Contra el suelo se fue el corredor para segunda y no hay disparo. Base robada para Cowser. Recibió de short bound. Ramírez se le hizo más difícil. Había salido además con buen tiempo para segunda.
La consecuencia, Jiki, de los doble play que no se hacen. Tiene un hombre en segunda.
El juez 35 jonrones con el de hoy. Despega el corredor en segunda, lanzamiento, le tira, levanta un fly, sale tarde el receptor, va al primera base, se va pegando al banco rival y la captura ahí el señor Wageman. Pegadito al banco, le quitan el bate de la mano a O'Neill en ese foul fly a primera. Hoy entre las cosas a destacar también está Cal Raleigh, el hombre que va a estar ahí como uno de los favoritos para el Home Run Derby. Dio ayer 37 y el 38 es récord para la Liga Nacional antes del Juego de las Estrellas. 38 jonrones, para la Liga Americana. Lanza strike cantado en la Liga Nacional, que es el récord absoluto, es uno más. Barry Bonds, así que tendría que dar un jonrón hoy o mañana Raleigh para empatar con Barry Bonds.
Yeah, mine was a tops now.
temporada la de Aaron Judge. Bueno, qué manera de seguir teniendo grandes temporadas este hombre, que a esta altura del campeonato, cuando vamos a la pausa de las estrellas, tiene el slugging, este no es el OPS, es el slugging, por encima de 700, 739. Le saca 98 puntos al segundo, que es Cal Raleigh, que también está bien. 641, 613 Ohtani son los únicos tres que se dan el lujo de, a esta altura del campeonato, tener el slugging por encima de 600. Buxton, 571 y Corbin Carroll, 561. Viene Miami, vámonos al tercer capítulo, señores. El marcador con empate a 0. Vuelve al juego Jiki Quintana.
Gracias, José Luis. El caprichoso se ha puesto pesadito, ¿eh? Así que, por favor, eso es asunto suyo. El primer strike para Javier Zanoja. Estamos hablando de los monitores. Hay uno que se pone caprichoso.
El embajadero.
Está colocado en el box el zurdo. Lenza le tira y saca un batazo largo por el jardín central. Va atrás, va llegando. Capturó la pelota Mullins. Le dio fuerte Zanoja, pero al alcance del jardinero central. Los Marlins buscando su primer hit. Hasta ahora cumpliéndose la ley de Lex. Arturo Morales está por ahí. Marcos Jucarito, Ñañito 22. Diana Rodríguez me presenta ahí una niña con un gallo. ¿Quién será la nieta de Diana? Precioso gallo, pero sobre todo preciosa muchachita, ¿eh? Viene a batear Xavier Edward. Lanza por fuera la primera bola. Por favor, Manny, sírveme unos hielitos para algo más fuertecito ahora. Con Gold Label John McGill. Ahí, poco. No tanto que estoy narrando, no te pases. Strike cantado, mordiendo la esquinita de afuera. Ya me tomé una Johnny Cuba. Ahora si le digo con el whisky es mucho, no. Tranquilo. Claro que es un whisky de calidad que baja bien, que cae bien y que al día siguiente usted se levanta entero, porque es un verdadero escocés. Todo el proceso en Escocia, añejado, embotellado, todo, ¿eh? No de esos otros que, bueno, usted sabe. Y tiene además Gold Label John McGill, la mejor combinación de precio y calidad que hay en el mercado. Whisky escocés de alta calidad a un precio excelente. Le tira foul, falló una recta al centro del plato de 95 millas. Es el whisky del copetín, el whisky de la pelota, el whisky de los que saben apreciar un verdadero whisky escocés. Y al mismo tiempo saben apreciar el ahorro en el bolsillo. Pero si usted prefiere ron, tengo la solución. Ron El Tesoro y 10 años de añejamiento de la propia compañía. John McGill tiene ese sello de calidad. 10 años de añejamiento en un ron que sabe a ron. bola, 2 strike. Los Bravos no acaban de enrumbarse. Hoy colocaron a Acuña como tercer bate. Acuña, que no va a estar en el derby de jonrones, como se ha informado. Lo va a sustituir Matt Olson por Acuña. Hoy dieron los favoritos de los expertos para ganar el derby. Lanzamiento machucón de foul por la zona de tercera. Están dando como favoritos a Cal Raleigh y a O'Neill Cruz. Son los favoritos de los expertos. Veremos a ver si en eso pues tienen razón. Los Bravos han vuelto a tomar la ventaja. 7-6 en el noveno. Están ahora 3 outs de la victoria. Lanzamiento rápida. Foul. Buen swing. Así que volvieron a tomar la ventaja. Vienen a batear los Cardenales. Acuña de 3-1, el jonrón, hoy como tercero en la tanda. Palabras de Chipper Young, dándole la razón a Acuña por no asistir al jonrón derby. Le tira la banda, un fly, corto la banda izquierda, la está pidiendo cómodamente Myers, se tapa el sol y la asegura con una mano. En una conferencia de prensa, Chipper Young, que va a ser uno de los que va a lanzar la primera bola, van a ser 3, y uno va a ser él. Dice que él apoya la decisión de Acuña, que se ve madurez en Acuña al tomar esa decisión, pensando más en su futuro y en el equipo.
Yo no puedo creer que usted haya sido el que lo convenció.
Sí. No, me llamó y le tuve que decir la verdad. Le dije, Acuña, mira, no te arriesgues. Viene a batear Jackson Holiday. Lanza la curva, foul, la pelota atrás. Le dije, yo quiero verte. Me gustaría, porque incluso puedes ganar, pero no te arriesgues. La aconsejé y me hizo caso. Muchacho que se ha vuelto...
Yo sabía que si usted se lo decía.
Más maduro, ¿no? Sí, él ha madurado.
Y que nos está escribiendo, pero por Instagram, el amigo Orlando Espinosa. ¿Usted se acuerda el de la bola de cristal?
Oh, ¿verdad que no está ya en el grupo bola y corredor? ¿Qué le pasó a él? Strike cantado, ¿usted lo sancionó?
No, él me dice que cambió el teléfono y perdió el Twitter. Yo creo que lo cambió y no se acordó de la clave, ¿no?
Wow.
Lo único que tiene que hacer Orlando es abrir de nuevo la cuenta.
Otra cuenta.
Y comienza a sumar seguidores.
Lanza alta completamente. Que nos faltaba eso. Fíjate que 2 factores importantes era Orlando y el gallo. El gallo porque te da la fuerza y él porque nos dice lo que va a pasar. ¿Te acuerdas?
Sí, señor.
2 jugadas después nos anunciaba lo que iba a pasar. Lanza machucón de foul. Un abrazo.
Era un meteorólogo después del ciclón.
Sí, un abrazo, Orlando. Ojalá y puedas estar con nosotros otra vez para poder hacer bromas contigo. Una bola, 2 strike la cuenta. Hay un out, las bases limpias. Estamos en el tercero, 0-0 el marcador. Se juega en el Oriole Park at Camden Yard. Una bola, 2 strike.
It was like nothing changes. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I just go out there and continue to execute pitches and do my job. I don't really think about it. That's just outside noise to me. They traded for me for a reason. They knew and believed that I could do a job. It took a little bit longer than expected, but I'm finally able just to do a job for this organization and help this team win when I'm out there.
Well, it's been a roller coaster for Trevor Rogers in Baltimore. Made 4 starts with the big league club last August. Pitched to a 7.11 ERA. Promptly optioned to AAA Norfolk, where he began the 2025 season. But he was recalled for a spot start on May 24th in Boston. It was the back end of a doubleheader, and the Orioles had no idea what to expect or how they were going to get through that day. He fired 6 1/3 shutout innings. He was recalled then on June 18th, replaced Cade Povich in the rotation, and he hasn't looked back.
Well, he's only been scored upon in 2 of his starts out of the 5 that he's given up runs. And he's gone deep into the game. The first time ever in his career has he completed 8 innings. He only went in the 8th inning with as a Marlin 1 time in the 4 years that he was up.
And there's called strike 3 on Heriberto Hernandez. That is the 5th strikeout of the day for Trevor Rogers, and the 2nd time that he's caught Hernandez looking.
Well, we had a graphic in the pregame about how many times he gets that fastball and gets a lot of called 3rd strikes on that 4-seamer, and that was a great pitch. He likes to come inside. He's got a lot more confidence now with that fastball. He's using it a lot more.
Well, we just showed you, too, how confident he is today. After a stressful first, he needed 8 pitches in the second, 7 in the third. Just got Hernandez on 5, and a first pitch ball to Lopez. So 6 pitches here in the 4th to start.
I like the interview. He's not the most exciting guy around, but I like the fact that he acknowledged, the Orioles needed him. They wanted him because they needed a lefty in that rotation, and they were hoping that they were going to face the Yankees and use him because the Yankees had a lot of lefties. But he struggled, and he acknowledged that. You usually get guys now that will go around the fact that they've struggled, and now he's starting to turn things around, and I'm sure he's happy. The Orioles are happy. I think the Marlins have done an outstanding job on the 2 players that they got with Stowers and Norby.
There's a swing and a miss by Otto Lopez. And now Rogers is starting to pile up the strikeouts. He's got 6 against his old club.
Well, fastball to Hernandez, and he got a 3rd strike call, and this is that slider. It doesn't have a lot of depth. Now, you're taking some miles an hour off of it. There you see that sweeper. It starts out on the outer half. Little bit of dip on that pitch.
After Jacob Mizorowski went to the All-Star game, maybe Rogers should be considered for the 2nd time.
Yeah, why not? This is his 6th start. He's got 1 more start.
He's trimmed his ERA down to 1.39 with 3 2/3 shutout innings, 1 walk and 6 strikeouts here today.
All you need is 1 start in the big league. You're going to the All-Star game. It's like a participation trophy.
Trevor was an All-Star his rookie year when the All-Star game some years back was held in Colorado. He went with Miami.
Everybody gets a trophy? Well, everybody can be an All-Star. Why not?
It's got to pay your own way. If you show up, you get a jersey waiting for you.
Exactly. Bring your own uniform.
Here's the 0-2.
Bring your creds and you're good.
Oh,
you get in.
Yeah. Wagaman behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he awaits the 1-2 from Trevor. And that chopper is going to stay foul.
Well, you figure that he was going to try to come in, and that just usually sets up a change-up away. Let's see if he goes change-up down and away.
Wagaman punched out back in the first. He was Rogers' second strikeout victim of the day. And he's on the verge of punching out the side here in the fourth. Broken bat up the middle. Holiday fields it on a hop. Throw to first in time. Another perfect, easy inning for Trevor Rogers.
Love it. They're in the shade, so it's a little bit nicer in the shade.
It's going better for them than for some. They were waiting on a gate to be shut down the right field line. Vic Carapazza, the crew chief. There you go. Just get everything buttoned up, folks. Carapazza with calling the balls and strikes. Behind the plate is Gunnar Henderson comes sauntering to the plate to begin the bottom of the fourth. Jansen Junk with his 37th offering of the day. Misses high, ball one. Carapazza, the home plate umpire, Nelly, 14-year veteran. Officiated the 2023 World Series. He was behind the plate for Joe Musgrove's no-hitter. It was the first in Padres history some years back. Maybe the most notable note about our crew chief and home plate umpire today, before he enrolled in the Hunter Wendelstedt umpiring camp back in 2003.
That we were saying his last name wrong all along?
That we were saying his last name wrong all along. And before he became an umpire, he was a member of our great Air Force.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you for your service, Mr. Carapazza.
Yeah.
Not Carapazza.
I just trusted so many that have come before us.
I did the same thing. I'm with you.
Ground ball hit sharply out to second. Edwards gobbles it up. Retires Henderson, and there's one away. X feeling very comfortable at second base these days after he went back there, coming off the injured list. There's Eric Wagaman making his 58th start of the season at first. Yuri Perez going to wrap up the first half for us tomorrow. Coverage begins at 1 o'clock for a 1:35 first pitch. Yuri versus Brandon Young. Right-hander who's got no wins, 3 losses, and a 6.14 ERA for the O's. They are in search of a series victory today. Here's Ryan O'Hearn, who's got one of 3 Orioles hits this afternoon. He singled back in the first. 95 knocks him off the plate, makes his tushy go flying. chopper to first. Wagaman will take care of it himself. There's nothing like the final day before the All-Star break, Nelly. Sometimes those games can be real special, and many might go sub-2 because there's a lot of flights to catch.
Yeah, I think there's a rule now. You got to swing at the first couple pitches.
Yeah. First 3 trips to the plate, everybody's got to swing at the first pitch. Those planes won't wait on you.
No.
Because many won't be on the charter back home to Miami.
Well, half of them will be going to Atlanta now with all the changes.
Oh, come on. We said just send Trevor Rogers.
You might as well.
1.38 ERA, making his 6th start of the season. We know Clayton McCullough and Kyle Stowers will be en route tomorrow. That'll be special. Hopefully I'll have the All-Star game on the tube on Tuesday. More background noise, but I'll be sure to make sure my volume's up. And if I hear Joe Davis call Kyle Stowers' name, I'll be sure that it becomes appointment television. Called strike on Ramon Laureano, and the count is 1-2 strikes now. On the Orioles right fielder today, veteran outfielder Laureano singled the lead off the second. It's the last hit for the Orioles. They got 2 hits in the first. You don't know what's going to happen, but Buck Britton, third base coach, with that bad send in the first inning. Great play by Kyle Stowers, but a ball that was stung into right field. And Henderson was gunned down at the plate in the first. And really no activity offensively for the Orioles since. Junk with a 2-2. And he popped him up. Unfortunately, that one's a souvenir. Good crowd today. We were pulling in on the bus around 1:45. There must have been 25,000 people hovering outside the ballpark for the Hawaiian shirt giveaway.
It's Orange Out Saturday. I think that Orange Out Saturday is every Saturday here at Camden Yards. They have all kinds of different drinks and food items, and they encourage the orange jerseys
I saw
around the stadium.
On Saturdays for the Orange Out, it's the only day you can get orange chicken at a select concession stand.
Well, I was thinking more of the orange cocktails.
Well, those too.
Yes.
Bouncer to third. Sanoja's got it. Off balance throw to first. Little high. Wagaman kept his foot on the bag, and the inning is over. We are scoreless after 4. Fair enough.
Four-seam fastball upstairs, and Dane Myers really does a good job with that high heater. He gets on top of the baseball.
And here is installment number 2 of the Stowers-Rogers showdown. Stowers punched out swinging back in the second. I told him earlier today, Kyle that is, when I saw him, I said, boy, how quickly they stopped bluffing you. You called time in the 9th inning last night, and 22,000 got on you. They started to boo you.
Yeah, you get the initial cheers the first time up, and then all of a sudden you're the enemy.
That's it. 1-0. Lays off a high heater. He did not go. Poor man couldn't even call time without hearing the boo birds. See him take that deep breath right there, relaxing a little bit, digging back in. This is a good count to hit in.
And also a good count to maybe try to steal a bag. Rogers didn't have a great move as a Marlin. I don't know if he's corrected that.
And there he goes. The pitch is low, and the throw down to second base is not in time, but he came off. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he had a great jump, and it was a great count to run on. That was a two-seamer there. You see him slide to the edge of the bag, just could not hang on as he continues to slide through the bag. Henderson tries to make the tag, and then eventually he does as they roll around in the dirt. You might as well just continue to go to third.
Henderson did the old alligator roll. Stowers hits one foul over the bag at first. I don't know why, Nelly, but for some reason over the course of the last 5 to 10 years we have seen more guys overslide bags, and I don't know why or where that started there, if it's something that's being taught in an effort to get to bags quicker, but I swear we see more guys come off bags like that than ever.
Yeah, you wonder if you just start to slide a little bit earlier. If you're sliding that far past the bag, you know, you're going at a high rate of speed when you're coming down to second to try to steal a base. Maybe start a little bit earlier. You know, a lot of guys with the head first slide, you have the oven mitt. The oven mitt, you're not going to be able to hang on to that bag. Now, if you didn't have the oven mitt, you're probably able to grab the base and hang on to it.
Myers wasn't even wearing one. He just went flying by. Bases are bigger, just couldn't hang on.
Oh, he had the oven mitt.
Not on his left hand, though.
Yeah?
Oh, I thought I saw him with just the batting glove on.
Really? Maybe I missed it.
I thought so. I thought I just saw batting glove. But a lot of guys do wear the mitt. Stowers has got one on his left hand at first. And Derek Hill's showing bunt, pulls back first strike. Hill 0 for 1 today. And now 0 for 13 in 7 games since his return from the injured list.
You were right. He didn't have the mitt on.
Say that louder, just one more time for the people in the back.
You were right, Kyle.
I don't hear that very often, so it's nice to hear.
There he does
hang on, Nelly. He couldn't hang on.
Yep, there you go. You're right.
The Bruce Bolt batting gloves weren't strong enough to hang on.
You need some pine tar on those gloves or some stickum.
See, we've calmed down with the sticky stuff the last couple of years. It was such a big to-do, but you don't hear much about it anymore.
Well, these pitchers get checked almost every inning now.
Stowers a little antsy at first, and Rogers will lob one his way. It's like the old John Lester throw over to first. Doesn't like doing it.
No. Same with CC Sabathia. Did not like
doing it. Huh?
Didn't like guys with bunt on him. He did not like throwing at the first.
Moving right along today. No score in the top of the 5th. Marlins just got their first hit, courtesy of Myers, a leadoff single, but he was erased on the caught stealing. That went 2-6. Rogers followed with the walk to Stowers. And a 1-2 here from Rogers to Hill. And he cues it foul. Javier Sanoja on deck. Got Fortes, potentially Norby, Sanchez, and Hicks on the bench to start this one today. Here's Javier. Thinking about swinging a lefty when he comes to the plate.
That slider right there to Hill at 77 miles an hour. You're talking 12 miles for the difference between your fastball at 95 and a 77 mile an hour fastball.
You could tell because he was really hardy on that heater there that he whacked foul. That's good. That's pitching though.
Yeah, right? you're taking, adding and subtracting. You're taking something off your fastball.
Add, subtract, in, out, up, down. See that a lot with Jansen Chunk actually, who's done a terrific job today. And again, the 1-2 is hit foul, and Hill's putting up a good fight. Again, Clay McCullough has been encouraged by the approach from his ball club. They just don't have the results to show for it over the last couple of days. Maybe they can get themselves a big old knock here at some point as Hill whacks another foul. That was the, let's see here, is that 4? That is 5 foul balls in a row off the bat of Hill, who's now seen 7 pitches in this at bat facing Rogers. He's making him work a little bit, making that pitch count climb. Again, Trevor comes home with a 1-2 and another foul ball. Let's go back and look here. First foul ball was a sinker, then a sweeper, pair of fastballs, a changeup, went back to the fastball there. Yeah, look at this. That's the entirety of the sequence, and then about halfway through is when all the foul balls started.
Now it's a 1-2 count. Maybe he drops that sweeper or slider back in.
There's pitch number 9, and he yanks it foul. Good to see.
Well, you keep battling like that, and the pitcher winds up making a mistake, spoiling some good pitches. See if he gets one out that he can drive somewhere.
Yeah, and again, he kicks and fires the 1-2, and it misses inside. That was pitch number 10. He has seen it all. Somebody's got to win this battle.
Well, this is another good pitch to run on. It's usually a breaking ball pitch. It could be a changeup, could be a slider. I would say changeup away. Looks like Stallings is coming in.
And he rings him up on a sinker. Stallings knew exactly what he wanted to do. Pretty impressive both ways there. Rogers wins the battle.
Yeah, a real good battle. Maybe Hill was thinking the same thing after coming in and moving his feet. He was probably looking away, and Rogers comes in, paints a four-seamer on the inside half.
Now there's 2 out, and Stowers is still stuck at first, and the batter is Javier Sinoja, who lined out to center field back in the 3rd. And he checks in on Stowers, just to let him know he's thinking about him, I guess. Now, he does have a move that's a little bit better than that, but when you see that if you're Stowers, you do have to wonder if he's marginally encouraged to try to steal. I mean, Myers had second stolen against him. He just overslid the bag. Well, that's the second engagement here. Now you think you really want to go.
Yeah, that was a little bit better move than the previous one.
Can't imagine he would dare to go back over that way. Now Stowers is going to get a much bigger lead. He's got 3 stolen bases this season. Stays put, and a fastball misses high to Sinoja. It's 2-0.
Yeah, that was a slide step by Rogers. You notice that he did not lift that front leg.
He knew. He's got to be quicker to the plate now. O'Hearn is holding on Stowers. Again, he doesn't go, and Sinoja hits one foul.
Well, if you're Sinoja, you got to hope that he loses concentration on you, worrying about Stowers with 2 outs.
Pitches here in the 5th after a 25-pitch first. Everything else in between has been easy, and he's going to get out of it. Stallings will shed his mask nearing the on-deck circle. He's got it. Inning over. Rogers works around the leadoff single in the fifth. Are you done now, Kelly? How many cow puns are you going to work in?
Kyle, you would look good in that outfit.
I don't look good in anything. Maybe that one, though.
I agree with you, but you would look good in that.
That was good, Kelly. Thank you. Minor league promotions, by the way, are the absolute best.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how these minor league teams make their money.
There's the milkman.
Utterly ridiculous.
I caught them all. The move. Pasture. Was there a beef in there anywhere? Did I hear that?
I didn't get that one in there.
Okay.
That was the only thing.
Well, feel free,
I mean,
Kelly.
as beefy as the story was without it.
God. Oh. At the horn, at the buzzer, she snuck it in. Well, you've got 4 more innings, or however many we got left to play here to continue to workshop that, Kelly. Feel free. It's an open mic policy. Whenever you want to stick your nose back in here with some cheesy puns. Oh, cheesy. I didn't even mean that, Nelly. That's really good. Doing my own show here. What's she devouring? A pretzel?
I think it's the orange chicken.
Was it?
Could have been the orange chicken
orange
there.
Chicken on an orange out Saturday. Did he hit him?
Yeah, I think he got him.
It was an emphatic call by Vic behind the plate.
I think he got him in the back hoof.
Come on, we got to stop.
Oh, in the front hoof.
Oh, goodness. A hit by pitch.
Cows are still a base in the second inning. And Junk's been really good as well. 53 pitches here in the 5th inning. Very economical.
Swing and a miss by O'Neill, who's really struggling this season. He's 0 for 1 today. His batting average is down to 182. And he's coming into the contest 3 for 18 over his last 5 games since his return from the injured list with a shoulder impingement. He's behind in the count, no balls and a strike. With Cowser at first, who stays put. Fastball missed high. And shallow right for Stowers. Cowser back to the bag. And now a message from Doral Kia.
Doral Kia is loaded with over 500 new Kia models in
a pillow fight at the plate. Here is Cedric Mullins. Now, let me ask you something, Nelly. Jansen Junk was looking back at second as if there was somebody there. Is he looking back towards Otto Lopez to see if he needs to throw over to first? I don't see that very often. He's looking over his shoulder.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Some guys, you know, the way Jansen lines up, and it's not, you very rarely see this, but some guys will turn and look at second. They see the runner at first a little bit better, oddly. Now, not a lot of guys do that, but when you go look at second, the way he closes off, you might see the runner a little bit better. Unless you really turn the shoulders before you get in the set position, that's really the only time you can pick up the runner. You get a lot of help with the catcher. Sometimes the catchers will give you a sign to go over. Sometimes they'll drop their glove.
Mullins 0 for 1 today, and the 1-1 on the way. Runner goes, and he pops it foul into the seats. Cowser had a big jump, too.
Yeah, he had that base stolen
easily. Orioles are middle of the pack in stolen bases, with Cowser's stolen base back in the second. That was their 66th of the season. They came into today 16th in baseball with 65 swiped bags. 22nd in average, 11th in homers, 17th in doubles, 18th in triples. They do bounce into a good and fair amount of double plays. Now would be the perfect time as the fastball misses up and away. Look at that lid. Oh, the ice cream. Runner goes again, and he flies one into fairly deep right field. Stowers is back. He's got it. Here's a throw back towards first. Cowser's trying to get back, and he's safe. It's a terrific effort from Stowers in right. Cowser got all sorts of turned around. Now, my question is, did he go back and retouch the bag at second?
Well, he did, and that's one of the reasons why he got stuck at second. Now, he'll go and re-tag. He turns a little bit, makes the turn around second, and he wanted to make sure that he tagged second again. That's why he was late to get back to first.
Really close to Wagaman's. Glasses go flying, and Cowser with a head-first dive back to the bag, and he just beat the tag. Stowers thinking to himself, so close. Jacob Stallings bounces one to short. Lopez will go the short way. Through 5, still scoreless at Camden Yards. Look at most strikeouts by pitchers born in Baltimore.
That's it.
829, trailing only the great Moose Haas. Steve Nelly. Unbelievable. There's a ground ball up the middle. Gunnar Henderson's got it. 1 pitch and 1 out for Rogers here in the 6th. Congratulations, Nelly.
Do I get like a little trophy?
No, you get nothing but say hello to the people. Looking forward to seeing you. You know, your royalty in this.
Well, my first year in the
1964.
1964, yes. I used to go over to, when I lived here and from here, I used to go over to the old Memorial Stadium, and they used to throw underneath the right field bleachers. And that's when the late Elrod Hendricks, who used to be the bullpen coach, long-time player and also a bullpen coach for the Orioles, he ran the whole program. So that's back when you had Jim Palmer and Tippy Martinez, Dennis Martinez, Mike Flanagan, Scott McGraw. I mean, you name it, they were all down there. And I got there early and I watched every single one of them until it was my turn. And I was from another organization, so I always had to throw last.
Really?
Yes.
Hey, speaking of Baltimore royalty, you rubbed elbows with your friend Cal Ripken Jr.
I did.
Some may have heard of Cal.
Yes, some may. Cal Ripken Jr. It's funny because living here in Maryland,
Ramirez bounces one to short. 2 up and 2 down.
I had a pitching coach with Seattle, Ross Grimsley, who was a longtime pitcher, left-handed pitcher, pitched for the Orioles, pitched for the Indians. He was my pitching coach, basically turned me around from a starter to a reliever, so I owe that to him a lot, and I see him quite often. I used to play basketball when living here. We used to play, it used to be at a girls' school, and then it went to Cal Ripken Jr.'s house. And we'd play three times a night, 3 times a week, and it was a real good run. And he wanted to make sure, hey, if you're going to come to my house, you have to play. And he had a lot of Orioles, some of the TV personalities, some team doctors, some of them would play, and we'd always be on separate teams. So I used to cover him all the time. So when I was in the minors, and he was a guy, he was a good athlete, and he would always push. He's about 6'4". He'd always push me around. And I was afraid to foul him. I was afraid to, I'd say, okay, I'd just let him do what he needed to do. And then I got into the big leagues. I'm like, forget about this. I'm pushing him back and I'm fouling him because I got just as much to lose as he does. But he's become a really good friend, and I faced him a bunch when he was an Oriole. My first and only All-Star in 2001. That was his last year. And he was an All-Star out in Seattle. That's when Joe Torre, Alex Rodriguez made it as a shortstop. If you remember, Joe Torre shoveled and told Alex Rodriguez
the video just surfaced the other day.
Yeah, push Cal to short. This is your last All-Star game. This is your last year. You're going to play shortstop for one last time. So he's a great guy. His brother Billy I know well. Great family.
And you guys had the same agent as well.
We did. Actually, Brooks Robinson. It was Shapiro Robinson and Associates.
Really?
So they have some retired numbers. Brooks Robinson's number 5 is retired. You have Cal Ripken, Eddie Murray, Jim Palmer,
the Iron Man,
Earl Weaver, Frank Robinson. It's a rich history in Baltimore. Looks like that behind there. Is that Babe Ruth?
Look at Earl Weaver's statue.
Yeah.
Is that it? If I can see my screen right, I believe it was, with his hands in his back pocket. All right, we got a real issue brewing this afternoon. The Marlins offense is MIA. That's 6 shots. Music to the ears of Marlins pitching coach Daniel Moskis as Jackson Holliday flies one foul. He has talked extensively when we've been given the opportunity to chat with him on the record about just how important it is to always, their big philosophical thing organizationally is how quick we can get to 2 strikes. Jansen Junk, just to 2 batters today, has gone either 2-0 or 2-1. 10 batters, he's gone 0-2 or 1-2. He's 0-1 on Holiday, and now it's 0-2.
Well, good slider, and he is pitching backwards in some sense. A lot of breaking balls over. He's got really good control of that slider, almost a cutter break, and then he'll throw that big curveball. He's mixed in some changeups. That's a pitch that he really doesn't throw a whole bunch. And his fastball command is, again, good. It's been great.
And one more thought on Cal Ripken Jr. That is one record that'll never be broken.
No.
2,632 consecutive games played. I mean, honestly, outside of probably another 300 game winner in innings pitched over the course of their careers, his consecutive games played streak to me is the safest streak for the rest of time. And there's called strike 3. A beautiful changeup from Jansen Junk, locked up Holiday, and there's one away here in the 7th. Or 6, I beg your pardon. No.
And this is a changeup. This is a pitch that he only throws 5% of the time, and it just locks up Holiday. You know, this is a pitch that's up. He's probably thinking slider or maybe fastball. What's he do? He gets a Bugs Bunny on the inside corner.
Just his 2nd strikeout of the day. He pitches the contact. He doesn't walk anybody. You know, the one thing we showed pregame to the audience was, look, he doesn't walk anybody. Now, when they do make contact, they do hit the ball hard. We haven't even seen that today.
A lot of weak contact, you're right.
Tons of weak contact.
You know, Cal Ripken Jr. probably had more batting stances, different batting stances than anybody I've ever seen.
Really?
Oh, he would change mid-game every couple weeks, just mix it up. He didn't feel comfortable, he'd try a different one.
Perfect. It worked.
It did work.
1-1, bounced softly to second, more weak contact. Westberg grounds out, 2 up and 2 down. Stay tuned till the 7th inning for The Stretch, brought to you by Celsius Energy Drinks. These offenses might need an energy drink down the stretch. They are nowhere to be found today. Looking out, no activity obviously in either bullpen. Was just triple checking that they wouldn't have anybody up, and that Rogers would indeed be going back out after 87 pitches. He'll go back for the 7th as Henderson watches a strike.
Well, Jansen's high on the year 2 starts ago where it was 85. He threw 82 pitches his last start against Cincinnati. I would imagine could maybe increase it if you need to, the way he's pitching. 90, 95?
Well, I guess the question would be, you didn't need to use any lethal combination of Bender, Fauché, or Enriquez in Game 1. Would you be satisfied with 6 shutout from Jansen and then go to your bullpen?
Well,
that's my suspicion.
Yeah, but at the same time, right now, he's pitching in a good groove.
And this is dunked into left field, diving and coming on is Dane Myers, and it rattles in and out of his glove. Henderson will arrive safely at second. His second 2-base hit of the day. A valiant attempt and effort from Myers in left. And the Orioles have their 4th hit.
I think Dane Myers got caught in between as far as should I dive after this or stand up and catch this on the run. And this is a ball he probably could have caught on the run, but he made a great effort. And as soon as he hits the ground, watch when he hits the ground, it pops out of his glove. Nice job trying to use 2 hands. And then it squirts away.
Yeah.
Henderson gets in there at second. You know, as a player, you think that ball is going to drop down, maybe have a little sink to it.
There's a fly ball to left center. Hill will call off Myers, and just like that, the inning is over. No damage done here in the 6th. Scoreless as we go to the 7th. yet to date in this game. These two teams have not combined for a singular run. They've combined for 5 hits. There's been 1 error today. The Marlins have left 3 on base. They're 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position. The Orioles are 1 for 4 in that department. But Kyle Stowers threw out Gunnar Henderson with 2 outs on a single to right from Ryan O'Hearn in the first. So we are still scoreless as we begin this top of the 7th inning. And, well, at least initially here, a decent start for the Marlins. It's 2 balls and no strikes on Lopez, who homered last night.
Yeah, it looks like the Orioles have someone up their bullpen. 89 pitches for Rogers.
Good changeup. It's a gutsy pitch, 2-0.
That's Soto out there in the Oriole bullpen. Yeah, real good pitch. 101 pitches has been his max, Rogers, for this year. Yeah, both guys, Junk and Rogers, have really stayed off the barrel of the bat. A lot of weak contact.
I just took a peek. It is quiet as a church mouse out there in that Marlins bullpen. It's like Junk will get the 7th as Lopez, who is ahead of the count, 2 balls and no strikes, lifts this fly ball into shallow right, got underneath a sinker, and there's one away here in the 7th. Hey, Rooster Race fans, you want to take home your own Mia plush doll? Arrive early on Sunday, July 20th, and be one of the first 5,000 fans to score this special giveaway. Presented by Loan Depot. Then enjoy Sunday fun day at the ballpark. Marlins and the Royals at 1:40. Go to marlins.com/tickets for more. Nice bounce back by Rogers. He's worked 6 1/3. Wagaman sends one foul, 0-1 on Eric, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out today. Well, Rogers not yet career high territory, but it's trending in that direction. He went a career high 8 innings and a season high 8 innings on June 23rd versus the Rangers a couple of starts ago. Now, he does have a season high in strikeouts with 8. Previously, he had punched out 6 in his last start against the Braves. His career high is 10. He's done that 3 times. Last time he did it was 2021 as Wagaman hits a ground ball to Henderson, and he retires him. And 2 up and 2 down here in the 7th inning for Trevor. He probably took offense to seeing Tony Mansolino call that bullpen and say, hey, just get somebody up alongside in case we need him. Marlins have scored just 4 runs over their last 3 losses. They're being shut out through 6 2/3 today, and there is Gregory Soto, who we've seen over the years. Marlins have won just 4 of their last 10 after an 8-game winning streak. As Myers watches a center cut sinker
right down the middle.
The knees.
Oh my goodness.
Let's turn on one, boys. Let's put one into the seats. And
makeup call.
We're back even. And the 1-1. Good slider. 1-2. Myers, Dane doesn't like the call, but that's a strike. And I'm sure he's also frustrated here, Nelly. Now, he does have a hit today. He was caught stealing in the 5th, but coming into this one, was hitting 172 over his last 20 games. That goes back to the middle of June. And you dot one like that, that'll frustrate the tar out of you at the plate. They get loud here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, and the 1-2 pitch is grounded through the left side. A base hit for Dane Myers. A 2-out single. He's got his 2nd hit of the day, and just the 2nd for the Marlins. Rogers has seen Myers get a pair of hits against him, and that's all the damage.
You know, Rogers tries to go to that changeup. It was supposed to be away, caught too much of the play. That looks like it might be it for Rogers.
It is. Here comes Tony Mansolino. He's going to lift Trevor Rogers. He wants Soto to face Stowers. He wants to replace the lefty with a lefty. But what a start for Trevor Rogers in 2025 here in his Orioles tenure. And he leaves to a roaring ovation here today. Kyle Stowers, who's hitting .308 against lefties this season. Trevor Rogers did something you never see anymore, Nelly, and it's appreciated. How about this? A little tip of the cap to the crowd who came out to support him today.
Oh, he did a great job.
It's the little things. Ooh. What a stop by Stallings.
Yeah, I don't know how he caught that one.
I don't either.
I mean, this wasn't even backhand. This was a slider away, and watch how he catches it.
Jeez. He's Gold Glover for a reason. Now Soto kicks and fires a sinker that hits Stowers. Well, I think he's saying it didn't hit him. But he's going to go to first. Oh,
yeah, he just got his jersey. Yeah.
He actually looked over towards the dugout. Let's take a listen first. Oh, yeah, you could clearly hear that he kind of looks over. Almost like, nah, it didn't hit me. And he's like, what, you want me to go to first? So Stowers will go to first. He'll take his base on a hit by pitch. And the Marlins have a man in scoring position for just the second time today, and for the first time since the first inning when Ramirez was at second after a 2-out walk to Lopez.
Well, that's the 5th hit by pitch by Soto. He does walk guys too, 15 and 33 in the third, and he's got some swing and miss with 40 strikeouts.
30-year-old lefty kicks and fires to Derek Hill, and he shoots one foul. Soto has pitched in parts of 7 seasons with 3 teams. This is his second year in Baltimore. He began last season with Philadelphia, who traded him to Baltimore for a minor leaguer in Seth Johnson on July 30th at the deadline. Derek Hill is 0 for 2 today, and he's still in search of his first hit since coming off the injured list. He has twice struck out today, and this would be a perfect time to get yourself a knock. Plenty of speed at second. 1-1. Ground ball left side. Through for a base hit. Here comes Myers. Trucking around third. Throw to the plate. Cut off. Stowers is caught in a rundown. The run will score. They tag out Stowers. A 2-out RBI single for Derek Hill. The Orioles allow the inherited runner to score. And finally somebody breaks the ice. And it's the Marlins here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, mine was a
for a victory. That run that scored for the Marlins in the top half of this inning will be charged to Trevor Rogers. You can close the books on his day, and at the moment he'd be the tough luck loser. 6 2/3 for Trevor. A run that was earned, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Marlins planning a run A 2-out single to left by Derek Hill. His first hit since coming off the injured list over a week ago.
Yeah, great at-bat right there. Got a sinker down from Soto. He was able to punch it in the hole to the left side.
Here's a ground ball to the left side. It eats up Javier Sanoja. He hangs with it, and he throws out Laureano on the first pitch he sees from Junk, one away. Nice start to the seventh. Let's go back to the Hill play. Break it down for us, Nelly. At first and second with 2 out, and Derek at the plate.
Yeah, good pitch down. He just punches it in that hole between short and third. That's going to score Myers easily. And Stowers, he held up just a little bit at second to wait for the throw. Cowser, the left fielder, was playing deep and hits the cutoff man. That was the reason why Stowers got caught in that rundown.
Put out went 7 to 5 to 6.
Yeah, watch Stowers here. You're going to score easily because Cowser's playing deep. He hit the cutoff man, and just that little hesitation at second base causes you to get thrown out.
Oh, they just said that Cowser went around. And the crowd not happy. 34,332 to be exact are not happy. So it's 1-1. Here's another look.
Ooh, wow. You're going to need some help on that one.
Yeah, I don't think he went around. Marlins will take it. Now it's 1-2.
Now Junk's been outstanding. He's gone to that changeup a little bit more today. It's been a good pitch for him. Along with that slider, curveball, good mix. Good 4-pitch mix.
Line drive into center field, the base hit. 1-0 Miami. And now a word from FPL.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long, training teams to act at a moment's notice. FPL, working for you every single day.
They are mooing, not booing. By the way, Laureano, first pitch ground out to shortstop here in the 7th. Now a career high 6 1/3 innings of work for Jansen Junk as Josh Simpson has got up and loosening. Runner takes off. Ramirez with a bobble on the exchange. Cowser's got his second stolen base of the day, and here come the moves.
Well, he was on in the 5th and attempted a couple times, but he had to go back to first a few times because of some outs and some foul balls, and he got a good jump, and Ramirez just could not handle the ball to make a throw.
And just like that, after the Marlins break the ice here in the top half of the inning, tying run is at second with 1 away. And Cowser is really bouncy out there. Would it surprise you if he tried to take off here?
Yes, he's staying put. You got a runner in scoring position. The Orioles have not been able to do much off of Junk. You can't risk getting thrown out of third.
Well, it's Edwards. He's going to be the one that's flashing in a little bit here out near second, but he hasn't really gestured over that way at all. And Cowser is getting a little daring out there with his lead. I mean, Edwards may want to break in a little bit harder. There's a strike. Just to let him know he's thinking about him. And he's a good 10, now inside of 10 feet away from the bag there. He's bouncy. Fly ball in the air, down the right field line. Stowers is over without room. It's Tyler O'Neill at the plate for Baltimore. He's 0 for 2 today, and now it's 2-ball, 2-strike count. There's a look at Cowser. He had 1 stolen base this season. Coming into the day, he's got 2 this afternoon. And beat up that right hand. You've got the lefty on deck. This may very well be the end of the road for Junk today. O'Neill might just be his last assignment. Now he kicks and fires the 2-2. And O'Neill pops one up. I think he thought he hit it foul. This isn't foul territory. Lopez has got it. There's 2 away. Now is Clayton McCullough going to come get him? Or is he going to stay put and let him face Mullins, who's 0 for 2 against them? I like this, Nelly.
Yeah, I do too.
I love this.
There's not been a lot of hard contact against Junk. He's done an outstanding job. That was a 4-seam fastball down against O'Neill. You want to be careful. Mullins does lead the team in homers with 13, and first base is open.
And Mullins gets underneath the fastball, and he flies it into right. Stowers is there. 7 shutout innings for Jansen Junk in Baltimore today.
Only walked 2 in those 19 innings. Did not walk a hitter today.
Here's a trade candidate in Sir Anthony Dominguez. He's on to pitch the 8th inning here for the O's. Former Philly, 39th appearance of the season, 3.13 ERA. Front door sweeper.
Yeah, fastball slider split. This fastball upper 90s, 96 to 98. He's another one on this Orioles roster that teams have been inquiring about.
Fly ball into left for Cowser, one away. Here's the good news, Nelly. Marlins are 29-4 when leading after 7 innings this season. When behind after 7, the Orioles are 2-40. And the Marlins have gotten just some lovely efforts out of their bullpen lately, and you feel really good. I know it sounds crazy, but with a 1-0 lead late, feel pretty darn good about handing this thing over to your bullpen.
Yeah, it looks like maybe Enriquez is up for the Marlins to get the 8th inning. Well, your starters go deep in the game. Junk giving you 7 shutout. It eliminates a lot of outs down there in that bullpen. Only needs 6, hopefully, in today's game.
There's Ronnie. And he's just blowing people's doors down lately. He's got 63 strikeouts in the first half, the second most for a Marlins reliever in club history, as Edwards hits one in the air deep down the right field line, and this is off the top of the wall. And then it gets over the head of Laureano. Edwards will stop at second with a double. Boy, he has flirted with a homer this entire road trip.
Well, he got a hanging split. There's that split grip from Dominguez. Down and in. This opens up those hips. I thought he might have had a shot. He was probably about 5 feet short of getting over that wall.
So his 13th double of the season. And here is Agustin Ramirez, who's been going through it here in July, hitting just 167 in 11 games coming into today's game. He did reach on an error back in the first. He's 0 for 3 at the plate today. Marlins have a run on 4 hits, leading 1-0 late. And he watches a sweeper that misses outside, ball 1.
You love a tack-on run here.
4-2. Dominguez with a 1-0. And Ramirez was late on a fastball at 98. Nice catch up in the upper deck. Sir Anthony Dominguez has seen plenty of the Marlins over the years. 21 games and a 2-1 record and a 3.38 ERA with 6 saves. There's 1-1 to Ramirez. Is lined to left field. It's going to hang up there, though, for Cowser. He hit it so hard, Edwards has to scamper back to second. And he got in just ahead of the throw. That ball was blistered off the bat of Agustin Ramirez.
Yeah, I don't know if Edwards thought it was 2 outs or what there. He starts to run. Watch how he breaks. He has to hustle back. The slide on that play.
That was his 3rd hardest hit ball of his major league. Hernandez. So now, all right, here's Jesus Sanchez, who's 2 for 10 pinch hitting this season. One of those 2 hits have left the yard. In 73 games this season, Jesus hitting .254 with 7 homers. For all of his power, you'd think he'd have a few more homers, but he doesn't. And he waits on the first from Sir Anthony, and he watches it low and away at 99 miles an hour.
I imagine they're going to stay down and away on Sanchez with first base open. And the righty Lopez on deck.
Dominguez with a 1-0 that goes all the way to the backstop. Karam perfectly in a throw to third, and he's safe. He kept his hand on the bag. Edwards goes to third on an eventful wild pitch. Hit the bricks behind the plate, and Stallings almost threw him out.
Well, if this doesn't one hop Westburg at third.
Orioles say play on.
If this doesn't one hop Westburg, you might get Edwards because of that hop. Because Westburg had to come up with the glove, Edwards was able to get in there. That was a wild pitch.
One more of those, and we could get ourselves the insurance run that the Marlins are so desperately looking for. Check swing on a 2-0. He went around. We are in the top of the 8th inning. It's a 1-0 Marlins lead. Trying to hang on and win this thing with a run. 2-1. That's a base hit, and it's 2-0 Miami. On a 100-mile-an-hour fastball from Sir Anthony Dominguez, Sanchez deposits it out into center field. Huge hit.
Yeah, big hit by Sanchez, and that was a center-cut fastball. They weren't trying to be careful with Sanchez at all. Dominguez has a slider and a split. You see this fastball at 100. I don't care how hard it is. It's center cut. They were playing on the pull, an outstanding at-bat. Big run for the Marlins.
And a terrific move that pays off for Clayton McCullough, pinch hitting Sanchez for Hernandez.
You have the lefty and you have first base open and you groove a fastball. This bullpen for the Orioles, they're coming in this series ranked 25th in earned run average.
This is popped into shallow center. Holiday's got it, but the Marlins get another run. They lead 2-0 after 7.5.
Hiding in the bungalow, she felt so young. The night she was much younger than the other. Feeling like a prisoner there in the light. She stood, she knew they couldn't miss her. And then they took her as her, walked over life like, you're all to me. 'Cause she wanted me.
Fastball and a nasty split. Enriquez, good fastball, good slider combination.
Ramon Urias is pinch hitting for the Orioles to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. Marlins lead 2-0. Urias 2 for 6 pinch hitting this season. Enriquez in 41 appearances has a 2.66 ERA. And he popped him up. Nick Fortes into the ball game looking for it. He's got it. And there's one away. The ball will always find you. Doesn't matter where you're playing.
Well, Ronnie strikes out over 12 per 9. You absolutely love when you have some guys in that bullpen with swing and miss stuff. You need a strikeout.
Well, to set the stage for you, he has struck out at least one batter in 29 consecutive relief appearances going back to May 2nd versus the Athletics. That is the longest streak in club history. His 63 strikeouts in the first half, second most for a reliever in club history, trailing only Tanner Scott, who punched out 64 prior to the break in 2023. So he could tie Tanner with a strikeout here in the 8th. If he punches out the final 2 that he faces to get 2 more outs, he'd be in solo first in club history. The 2-0 to Jackson Holliday is grounded to first. Ragaman dives, he can't get it, and just like that, the tying run has come to the plate for Baltimore.
Well, he got behind on Holliday, and Fortes wanted that slider away and catches too much of the plate. Tell you what, Holiday really pulls off the ball.
Yeah, he does. And for all the strikeouts we've seen from Ronnie this season, this is the exact moment he needs his good strikeout stuff. Unless Westberg puts it in play on the ground, up the middle. First pitch swing, and he flies it into center. Plenty of room out there for Derek Hill. Orioles are being very aggressive, Nelly, here in the 8th. Not waiting around.
No, he was thinking he was going to get a first pitch fastball. He got the slider instead.
We saw that yesterday against Edward Cabrera.
Right.
Very aggressive. So 2 out now. Tying runs still at the plate. It's Gunnar Henderson, who's 2 for 3 today with a pair of doubles. Facing Ronnie Enriquez. 2-0 Miami. Henderson flies one in the air to shallow left. Here comes Myers with room. He's got it. And Ronnie Enriquez works a scoreless bottom of the 8th. Marlins have a 2-0 lead. That may very well bode well for the Fish in this final frame. Scott Blewett's coming on to pitch for Baltimore. Right-hander dons that orange top. Wearing number 67. Making his 26th appearance of the season, facing Eric Wagaman to begin the 9th. First pitch misses high, ball 1 from Blewett. The Orioles are 43-50. The Marlins trying to snap a modest 3-game losing streak. Check in today with 42 wins and 51 losses. Slider misses low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Eric Wagaman, who's 0 for 3 today.
Well, Blewett will feature the low 90s fastball, a slider, and a split finger.
And you said for a late inning, high leverage reliever. Tough last name, huh? 2-0 drops in their first strike.
Yeah, you want to put them in these situations when they're behind. You don't want to put them in when you're ahead.
He can't blow it. He could only make it worse going to the bottom of the 9th inning for Baltimore. There is a save in it today. Enriquez with a scoreless bottom of the 8th. 2-2 on Wagaman. Myers and Stowers to follow. Chopper hits softly towards third. 1 away. Dane Myers. He scored the decisive run in this game after singling with 2 outs in the 7th. A huge 2-out base knock in the 7th inning for the Marlins. The Orioles have been unbelievable after 8 innings this season when leading, and horrific when losing. They're 0-45 when trailing after 8 innings this season, as Myers sends one into deep right field. Onto the track goes Laureano. He's got it. There's 2 away. How about that?
Not a good stat to have.
No, unless you're winning after 8.
Let's keep that 0 there. 0 for 46. 0-46.
Anthony Bender's loosening for the bottom of the 9th. Stowers breaks his bat. Little flare softly center field. 2-out knock for Stowers. First hit of the day. 3rd time he's been on base. 2nd hit in the series. He'll take it.
No four-seam fastball in the inner half. Little saw blade. Let's get some new wood for tomorrow.
That bat can join Augustine Ramirez's. Both broke in different varieties. Runner goes. Throw down to second base. Not in time. May have been. Stowers didn't slide, and the ball popped out of Holiday's glove. That'll be the 4th stolen base of the season for Stowers. Not exactly positive what happened, but I wonder why he didn't slide.
Well, he had a huge jump. Maybe thinking, okay.
He might have been out, too. Oh, he would have
definitely been out.
He didn't slide. No chance to tack on a run, and Hill bounces one up the middle softly. Henderson's got it. And he puts it in his back pocket. Stowers trying to score. Throw to the plate. Not in time. Stowers dives back in safely. Stowers never broke stride coming around 3rd. And Henderson with a little double clutch out there behind the bag. And the Marlins lead 3-0. Some adventurous base running for Stowers here in the 9th inning, but it all comes out in the wash.
Yeah, and if it was a good throw, you look at the Holiday popped out of his glove, would have had him on the stolen base. You watch Stowers here. You're right, Kyle, he went the whole way. Henderson couldn't pop back up and make the throw at first, and he couldn't make the throw at home either. Jackson tried to make the tag before he had the ball.
He hesitated.
Yeah, he hesitated. He had Stowers dead to rights at home.
I have no idea if Blake Lally, I didn't look at Blake at 3rd. I don't know if he was waving him home. And Stowers didn't hit the plate initially. His hand fell on top of the catcher's mitt of Alex Jackson, who's in on to replace Jacob Stallings. But in some way, shape, or form here, the Marlins have gotten their 3rd run of the ball game, and that moves really large. I mean, here's another look at the play at the plate. His hand got caught on top of the catcher's glove.
Well, it was a bad throw by Henderson.
Yeah.
A bad pick by Jackson.
And here's a ground ball fair over the bag at 3rd, rolling down the left field line. Hill will score. Sanoja with an extra base hit. More damage for the Marlins with 2 outs late. Then it's 4-0 Miami.
Well, they've gotten to the Oriole bullpen. That Oriole bullpen has really been struggling. The whole staff has really been struggling, and the Marlins just put them on. And you see that slider grip there. Little cement mixer stayed out over, and Sanoja did a nice job. Even though he was out in front of this, he was able to hook it just past Westberg, the 3rd baseman. A couple big mistakes by the Orioles in this inning, and the Marlins put 2 on the board.
Anthony Bender out there thinking to himself, I was ready for a save, Skip. No longer a save in it. Marlins have cashed in 2 more here in the 9th. And they have a 4-0 lead and looking for more. Every single one of the Marlins' 4 runs today have come with 2 outs. It's unbelievable what these guys have done. For the youngest team in baseball with 2 outs. Now Edwards in the air, deep right field. Going back, Laureano looking up, gone! There it is! Finally, Edwards has his first of the season, and the Marlins have blown it open here in the 9th.
You watch his expression around the base path, pumping his fist. He was trying in Cincinnati, or maybe not trying, but he came up short a few times in Cincinnati. Came up short here. The last at bat, he had a double. off the right field wall, and he gets to wear the hat.
He's good for one a year. 4 runs, all with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. And the whole thing started to unravel with 2 outs. It's not like there were a couple of 1-out walks. So another look at the swing.
Well, first pitch fastball from Blewett. It just gets over that 373 mark.
Nick Fortes batting for the first time today. Look at X. Oh, yeah. Gliding around those bases. Good for him. He may not take the hat off down there.
Well, it was a pitcher's duel through the first 6. First 7, actually.
How about Trevor Rogers? He's going to lose this game.
6 2/3. He gave up 1 run, and that was given up by the relievers. And the bullpen for the Orioles have collapsed.
Fortes rockets one Westburg to a knee. Across the diamond, and the inning is over, but plenty of damage done. 4 more for the Marlins here in the top of the 9th. They lead 6-0.
A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909. These 3 cards, as part of the T205 set, came out in 1911.
Back here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, we venture into the bottom of the 9th inning. There you see the Marlins have tacked on 6 with 2 out over the final 3 frames. Xavier Edwards with a 2-run homer to punctuate a 4-run top of the 9th inning. His first bomb of the season. He's got to be beside himself. And, well, Nelly, Scott Blewett let it unravel.
Yeah, he blew the save for Bender.
Yeah, he did do that.
Allowing 4 runs. The Marlins were happy that Rogers got out of the game, and he capitalized on it. And you just mentioned 6 runs in the final 3 frames. Big tack-on run on the 8th, and then 4 in the 9th.
The streak of at least an appearance with a strikeout for Enriquez is over, but he fired a shutout 8th. Bender was hot. You're not going to ruin that, so you're going to bring him in to preserve this 6-0 lead. And what's at stake is potentially the 6th shutout thrown by the Marlins this season. A lot of pitching staffs take a lot of pride in those.
Oh, absolutely. Shut down the other team.
For one of the 6 hits for the Orioles today. Watching all the way, it's a strike. leadoff walk to start the ninth. Watching all the way, takes a sweeper for a strike. He singled back in the second. He's 1 for 3 today. 6 2-out runs for the Marlins in the 7th inning and later has accounted for all of their offense, which is plenty. As Laureano drives one to right, Stowers is there to make the catch. I just continue to be amazed, Nelly, and I know it sounds like I probably bring it up every game, but it's hard not to. For the youngest team in baseball with so little experience, their ability to score with 2 outs and get huge hits late against bullpens that are not easy to get to, I don't care what team it is, fascinates me.
Well, they're playing all 27 outs, and they're not giving at-bats away. You know, they're putting some really good swings together. They haven't in the last 3, but today, in those last 3 innings, they have. And you just have to be patient. You got to hope that pitchers make mistakes, and they'll make mistakes. You just got to capitalize on them, and they certainly did. They were 5 for 7 with runners in scoring position in those last 3 innings.
Count now 1-1 on Colton Cowser. They've been mooing all day long for Cowser, who swings and misses. Unfortunately, the milkmen that are here today are not very happy. And oh, by the way, you might recall that the Marlins scooped up Anthony Bender from independent ball up in Milwaukee. He was playing for the Milwaukee Milkmen. What an incredible matchup we have here in the 9th. He broke his hoof. Look at that. In COVID, he spent 2020 with the Milwaukee Milkmen. He told me we were in Chicago the other month, almost said the other year, mercy. A couple of months ago, we were playing the Cubs. I asked him a little bit about his independent.
A couple of his teammates, right?
Yeah, right there. Yeah, they've come to watch him. He mentioned me. He was like, I was dreadful when I was playing that. I don't, you know, sometimes he wonders how the heck he got here. Hey, it's a nice story of perseverance, that's for sure. Marlins got another guy years ago. You might remember Trevor Richards. He was pitching for the Gateway Grizzlies. He had that filthy changeup. It's like a silver fox. That guy was as gray as anybody I've ever seen. 2-2. Just missed. Crowd this afternoon. Unfortunately, they've got nothing to cheer about. 3-2. Got him with a sinker. That was 2.5 feet off the outside corner of the plate. He was like in auto swing mode there, Nelly.
Yeah, this was not even close. You're just trying to cheat on a fastball. I mean, that's about 2 feet outside, like you mentioned. I mean, what are you doing there?
Hit him. One and one to Tyler O'Neill, who's 0 for 3 today. And he flies one in the air to shallow left. Coming on is Dane Meyer. He's got it. And the ball game is over. 7 shutout innings from Jansen Junk. 2 scoreless innings out of the bullpen. The Marlins fire their 6th shutout of the season. And the offense supports this terrific pitching performance today with 6 over the final 3 frames, all of which came with 2 out. What a terrific day for the Marlins, Nelly, as they snap this modest 3-game losing streak.
Yeah, outstanding job, and it all begins with Jansen Junk. Set a new career high in innings, 7 shutout. His last 3 starts have been brilliant. 19 innings, only giving up 2 runs, and has only walked 2. And that's been his motto. A strike thrower. He stays away from the barrels of the bat, and you just mentioned the bullpen doing a nice job. Offensively, once they got Rogers out of the game, they got to that bullpen, 6 runs in those last final 3. A big win. Now you get a rubber match game to go into the break.